Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So, in our today's lesson, we will discuss about the ionization energy and its periodicity. Basically, ionization energy it is the physical property of an element. So, when we have a look on the physical property of an element, it may changes along group and period in the periodic table. But before the start of its periodicity, you guys must know that what does mean by the ionization energy. So by definition, ionization energy is the energy that we need to remove the electron from an atom. So when we have a look on the structure of an atom, in the center there is a nucleus which is having positive charge due to the presence of neutrons and protons, and around the nucleus there are circular orbits. These circular orbits are known as shells, and in these shells there are negatively charged particles revolving, and these negatively charged particles are known as electrons. So they are present in the shells. So the shell that is the last one shell of the atom, it is known as the outermost shell. And if we want to remove the electron from the outermost of an atom, then we require some type of energy. So that energy we need to remove the electron from the atom. This energy is known as ionization energy. As the name is denoting, ionization energy means the energy that we needs to the formation of the ions. That energy is known as ionization energy. In this process, we just have to remove the electron from the valence shell. Here we have the example. We have a sodium atom. It is in the gaseous state and we want to remove the electron from its valence shell. It will be changes at sodium positive and one electron. Now here the amount of energy that is absorbed by the sodium atom, it is 496 kilojoule per mole. So this energy is known as the ionization energy for the sodium. Next we have the second atom, that is magnesium. It is also in the gaseous state, and when we convert it into the ion, it absorbs the energy almost 738 kilojoule per mole. So this is its first ionization energy. Because magnesium belongs to group 2A, it has two electrons in the valence shell. So its second ionization energy, that is already in the state of ion. So if we want to remove two electrons, it will be in this state. Then the amount of energy that has been absorbed by it, it is 1451 kilojoule per mole. Basically, ionization energy, it is an endothermic process. Endothermic means the process in which the energy is being absorbed. This process is known as the endothermic process, and ionization of the atoms or the ionization energy, it is the endothermic energy that is being absorbed by the atom to get ionized and changes into the cation. So the process of cation formation is basically an endothermic process. Next we will discuss its trend. Here we have the trend along the period. When we move from left to right in the period, the periodic table, here total 7 periods we have, 1 2 7. So moving from left to right, here I am going to just show the different periods. First one period we have hydrogen to helium. So here you can see that there is an increase in the ionization energy because there are just two elements in the periodic table. Here along x-axis we have atomic number, and along y-axis we have ionization energy in kilojoule per mole. So this is the first period. Then when we start from the second period, its first element is lithium, whose ionization energy is almost equal to the 500 kilojoule per mole, but gradually it increases to the beryllium. Then it just there's simple decrease. Then from boron to carbon it increases, and carbon to nitrogen it increases, and then there is a decrease for the oxygen. After this increase for the fluorine, and neon is having highest ionization energy in the second period. So what is the reason? Because when we move from left to right, there is an increase in the nuclear charge of an atom. When nuclear charge increases, mean positive charge increases on the nucleus. So it pulls the electrons more tightly towards itself. For example, this is the nucleus and around it we have electrons, and positive charge attracts the electrons towards itself more tightly. So we have to provide a high energy to remove that electron. So nuclear charge is directly proportional to the ionization energy. When there is more nuclear charge, it means ionization energy is high. So when we move from left to right, ionization energy increases due to its increase. Then we have third period for the sodium, it increases. Then to magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon. So there is a gradual increase in the ionization energy. Then from the fourth, we have potassium. And then the calcium from the group 2A. So there is an increase in ionization energy when we move from left to right in period. So reason is just the nuclear charge of an atom. After this we have its trend along the group. So as we move from top to bottom in the group, top to bottom in group. So we just see that there is gradual decrease in the ionization energy. Now, what is the reason behind that? So, there are several reasons. When we move from top to bottom, the one thing there is increase in atomic size. As the atomic size of an atom increases from top to bottom, it means the valence electrons are going away from the nucleus. So, the valence electrons moving away from the nucleus. When they are moving away from the nucleus, it means the pull between the electrons and the valence electrons is decreases. Also, distance between nucleus and the electrons increases. So we have to provide less energy to remove that electron. So that's why when we move from top to bottom, in groups, ionization energy increases, and the same simple reason is increase in the atomic size, and the other thing there is increase in the shielding effect. So this is the simple example for the trend of ionization energy in the group. So here we can see that hydrogen, its ionization energy is more as compared to the lithium than the sodium. So the simple then we just gain hydrogen is having more ionization energy as compared to the lithium, and lithium is having more as compared to the sodium, and sodium is having more ionization energy than potassium. So there is an decrease in the ionization energy when we move from top to bottom. On the other hand, when we move from left to right, there is an increase in the ionization energy. It is the reason because the nuclear charge increases when we move from left to right in the periodic table. I hope you guys understand about this topic, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. And the next topic that we will discuss, it is the electron affinity and its periodicity in detail. For that time, you guys have a good day and Allah Hafiz.